Today's workforce is a multi-generational one. So whenever you have a new generation that's ready to come into the workplace, where complex situations of personal values, communication practices, and personal belief systems are at play, the potential for conflict increases. I'm Dr. Delia de Jesus, and in this presentation, I am going to share with you my findings on understanding the personal values and communication preferences of Generation C in the workplace. Welcome. Generation C is entering the workforce, and with that entry comes the potential for increased intergenerational conflict. And within that context, workplace conflict increases, as does organization attrition and workflow inefficiencies. The specific problem is that personal values and communication preferences impact interpersonal relationships in the workplace. And with that comes the potential for unabated conflict, emotional discord, and job dissatisfaction. The purpose of this qualitative case study was to identify specific personal values and communication preferences associated with Generation C employees in the workplace. The conceptual framework for this study is placed within the context of Emil Durkheim's work concerning the Homo duplex concept, which he introduced in the late 19th century. Durkheim posited that human experiences are subjected to a duality factor called Homo duplex. Homo duplicity suggests that individuals engage in interpersonal exchanges with a dual mindset. One is social group consciousness, and the other is central to self. Personal values are central to self and therefore a derivative of the Homo duplex concept. The research questions for this study were, number one, what personal values are important to Generation C employees in the workplace? Question number two, how do Generation C employees prefer to communicate in the workplace? The appropriate research design for this study was a qualitative case study design using the participant as the unit of analysis. The population came from 3 nonprofit organizations located in New York City. The sampling was a propulsive sampling using the age group 18 to 24. They had to be employed and could not be students, and there were 12 Generation C members in this study. To answer the research questions proposed in this study, one must first consider that each question must be examined within the context of the subtopics identified during the analysis of the data, which are relevant to the life experiences of these participants. Personal values. Data analysis revealed 3 personal values that the participants continuously referred to during their interviews. The first was respect, the second was effective communication, and the third was interpersonal relationships in the workplace. The participants emphasized that being respected allowed them to make greater contributions to their organizations, and that respect carried itself into effective communication and positive relationships during the workflow processes. Communication preferences. Data analysis also revealed that participants preferred face-to-face communication when compared to emailing and cell phone texting. The evidence showed that the participants considered emailing to be a project-based communication tool reserved for professional workplace correspondence. In contrast, the participants believed that texting is a communication modality reserved for family and friends with differences in their language expressions that is not relevant for workplace communication. Altered communication preferences. Data analysis also revealed that the participants tended to alter their communication preferences based upon the hierarchy relevant titles of the individuals they interact with. For example, one participant stated that her communication is different when she is speaking to the president of the organization as opposed to a frontline coworker. Evidence. This study gave participants a platform to voice their personal values and communication preferences. Here are our voices. Therefore, it is the participants' words verbatim that drive the findings for this study. Personal values evidence. When asked questions regarding their personal values, some of the answers that the participants gave were, personal values come from my upbringing. I would say primarily my parents and my religion. My personal values, let's say, came from my parents and my mother. This is all evidence of the personal values given by the participants. Regarding respect, one participant stated, "It's important for me to respect you, as well as it's important for you to respect me, and that way things just have a better flow because we could respect each other." Evidence regarding communication preferences. These are 3 examples concerning texting, emailing, and face-to-face communications. The participant stated, texting is for family and friends. Emailing is for work-related tasks. And I am an in-person type of person. These are the 3 communication modalities that the participants allured to. 3 emergent themes that evolved from the data analysis represented that the participants, number 1, lacked self-reflection regarding their personal values. Number 2, they demonstrated emotional dependency on their parents. And number 3, that personal values played a significant role in their lives. Evidence of emotional dependency is taken from the words verbatim of one participant. The participant stated, "I think I was influenced by my family, my parents, my siblings. A lot of times I like to think, is this something they would do? Or would they be happy if I chose to do this? Or would someone be upset if I did this?" These words lead me to believe that the participant is definitely concerned about what her parents or anyone else would think about her actions. One implication for practice is that managers and organization leaders can use this information to develop inclusive programs that foster effective communication skills and strategies for Generation Z in the workplace. It is recommended that this study is replicated with Generation Z participants from the public and private sectors because the mission statements of the organizations in these sectors differ from those in nonprofit organizations. This is the end of this presentation. I'm Dr. Delia de Jesus, thanking you for watching. My email is listed for contact inquiries.